Hey, I'm working here, you know what I'm saying? Try to put yourself in my shoes for a second. Not personal, I'm just saying, man. Hey, look, from when the moon came out till the sun came up, I was supplying the J's with what they flame.
Up, everybody, you already know what it is. We are here live at the Panther podcast at Panther Records. It's the epic collabo with Panther Records and 10 at the Cube. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you know it. Listen, I am Jeff Ulysses, a 10 at the Cube, and I got my dope co-host with me, a 10 at the Cube, who goes by no other name but the name.
What's up, y'all? It's Isaiah Webb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got the president, El Prezzo of Panther Records, who goes by no other name but the name.
Yo, what it do? It's Shamarion.
Yeah. And we got today, fellas.
Man.
Yo.
They're back.
Hey, we the best.
We the best. You know what I'm saying? So we have no other but the honorable, matter of fact, really the realest out, honestly. You know what I'm saying? The true son of Atlanta, the Councilman Antonio Lewis. What's up?
Man, I'm happy to be here. I'm over here smiling ear to ear, looking at the talent we got in front of us.
Yeah. True son. Listen, we got the true son of Atlanta with us. Man, what an honor for real, just to be able to have you here at Therrell High School. And really just, again, this is a whole student-led forum, student-led youth podcast, empowerment, stuff like that. Myself and Mr. Davis, we just guides, we just coaches, man, just to really support this talent that we got out here, man, for real. But thank you so much for pulling up on us, for real.
Man, I appreciate being here. My hope is that we have a little fun. The goal is that you all can answer all the questions. They're true gentlemen and they're true podcast hosts. They tried to give me the question. Don't let them know I haven't read them because I wanted to be open with y'all. I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted y'all to be able to not be robots today and have a little fun. That's okay. Hold on. I didn't disrespect you and I didn't go into detail on them. I didn't write answers. I didn't do all that stuff for you. I wanted to give y'all some fresh thoughts.
Yeah, sure. The realest out. Well, I mean, the realest out.
From the first time I met him, straightforward, down to earth. I'm talking about literally like from the same type of cloth, like real Atlanta. You know what I mean? And I just much respect.
No. That the goal is to be what I needed and be what I had, right? Mm-hmm. So be what you had and be what you needed, and be what you wanted. There are some things that you would want in a mentor, some things you would want in a person that you just run into and you just brush shoulders with them. And so my goal is to be that when you brush into me. First impression actually does mean something.
For sure. Prez, man. So we pulled up at City Hall, and we had a podcast interview with Councilwoman Marcy Collier Overstreet, and we were invited to, to proclamation. We was in the back on stage and everything like that. And we had a chance to meet all of the council members, the team, the cabinet, and it was dope. But real talk, Prez, man, it was a moment where the councilman, you know what I'm saying, the realest out, for real, he pulled up on Webb and was like, yo, man, this is how you move in this space. Word. This is how you transact in this space, B. And it was so, I'd never seen something like that, like from a councilman. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he taught, he was teaching them how to smile. Like, make sure you show your teeth. Smile with your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you had that top button tied up and, buttoned up. Like, there's a certain game, and game was recognizing game. He was putting them on.
That's part of my job. So each one teach one stuff. All the mantras you've heard, we can actually do if we want to. I got the appetite to do it. I seen a young man on stage, and I saw myself. And I was like, what would I want me to do?
Yeah.
I said, come here. And let's get right. And you already right. You're already right. So I'm just show you a few things that remove a few rocks out your way. If I could. Remove a few rocks out your way.
It's just cool and all that you can actually relate back to us. Cause many people with that type of power don't even see us that way. They don't even mind it.
Only lions can talk to lions, right?
Yeah.
And so God bless me, because y'all if you're at Therrell, so the main roadway over here is Campbellton.
Right.
The main roadway where I'm from is Cleveland Avenue. So I always say Cleveland Avenue, Calverton, Cascade, all us want the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the whole Southwest Atlanta. Come on, let's do it right. So I see you. I know so much about you already. Right. I know so much about you. Even if what I mean by that, I know about the hope that you got, because you done seen some. You done seen some winners. You've seen some black men win. So you got a little hope. And if I can try to draw it out of you a little bit, let's go.
Yeah,
For sure.
sure. You know, one thing I'll say, and I've said this a million times, Jeff's not heard of my famous quote, greatness is within you. And today is sitting in all of us, like all four of us. And I'm just happy and just very thankful, you know, because like he said, it's like you relate to us because you are one of us. And see, that's what we want and need in power, people who come from us, you know, in our community, so then they know, okay, these are the problems and what to fix. So we can become better. So that's truly just it. And, you know, man,
I know we're having a love fest. I want to give y'all one quote, because I know we got some questions too while we get out the love fest. Yeah. But I heard I once had an opportunity to hear Miss Juanita. I don't want to say the name wrong, so I'm gonna give you the quote. The quote was, "We eat fruit from trees we didn't plant. We drink water from wells we didn't well. We enjoy spoils and the victory from wars we didn't fight." And so it's my job, I'm at the age I am, to be winning some wars, planting some trees, and welding some wells, right? So that you can take it even further. I added that end part to it, but that's my job. That's what I'm always doing. I'm trying to, man, my shovel in the ground. When you see me, sometimes I might look like I shovel in the ground. That means I'm working. I'm turning some dirt.
Yeah. Real talk, Councilman, like, you know, behind your smile, right? Behind the suit, you know, behind the title, who is Councilman Antonio Lewis? Who is Antonio Lewis?
Jackie Brown's grandson from Cleveland Avenue. At all times, right? Yeah. At all times, right? So I'm my grandmama's grandson. I'm my grandmama's baby, right? So that means I lead with respect all the time. I'm always gonna reserve to respect, like a player black man supposed to, right? Yeah. Like we supposed to age into that grace, and so we lead with respect. I always know that you're gonna judge me, and I want you to judge me like my grandma raised me. Yeah. And so I know how my grandma raised me, so I know I'm gonna put out. So that's the image I'm always putting out. Jackie Brown's grandson from Cleveland Avenue. So that means also I'm gonna show you that, man, we can read over here now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now that we can read on Cleveland Avenue, I can read the same stuff you read. I put my shoes on like you. Let's go. Ain't nothing you don't do. Let's go. Let's go. And I hope that y'all are thinking the same way, man. You can, all of the information's at your fingertip. They're giving it to you. Go read the books. Go find out the history. Listen to the people that you're supposed to. A lot of my mentors are in their 80s, right? Late 80s. Now I talked to a guy who lives not too far from here. He's about 89 years old. He yells at me every morning at 5 a.m. But I learned stuff from him that I probably couldn't get from other places.
For sure.
That's definitely facts. One of mine, and I feel like everybody will want to know, is how did you get into the position that you are in? How did you become a councilman? You know, that's a big step, especially coming from Cleveland Avenue, you know, and I'm not saying that where you come from, you just can't get in those places, but that's just like, normally you think councilman, from a nice city, coming from a nice family and all that. So how did you become Antonio Lewis?
Well, I'm the first one from Cleveland Avenue to represent our area, right? And when I talk about where I grew up at, I lived further south and grew up further south than anybody who's represented the area as a black person. So that means I understand the bottom of the city. Any city you go to, they talk about the South Side. It's real in Atlanta too, right? They try to say Southwest, man. They forgot about us on the South Side, but I was very intentional. I had models in front of me when Atlanta's had 50 years of strong black leadership. So I was able to look on the wall and see Mayor Maynard Jackson, see Mayor Andy Young, Mayor Bill Campbell, Mayor Shirley Franklin, Councilman. The council person that actually inspired me the most would be Councilperson Derek Bozeman. But then I had a neighbor who was a Councilperson Gloria Tenubu. and I was able to enjoy food in her house because she lived on what I would call my dream street in District 12 growing up, right? You ever had, I know y'all got some dream houses in your neighborhood. Or if you know, all of us got an area in our neighborhood. If I was to move back, we want to live there.
Yeah.
So she lived on my dream street. And on my dream street, I was able to spend time there. So very intentional. My entire life, I knew I wanted to help people. And so in the manner of helping people, I saw a strong mayor who at the time was Bill Campbell and Derek Bozeman. They were a part of a parade. I saw people walking up to them in a parade, asking them for stuff, and they was helping people better than anybody I knew. I ain't knew nobody. I've never met a person who could help people the way Bill Campbell could when he walked down Cleveland Avenue that day. And so I always aspired to be able to help people.
And so, you know, you just mentioned all those people you work with, right? And I actually did my research. So I just want to ask you, like, what impact, like the biggest impact did you make when you were working with those representatives from Missouri and Mayor Shirley Franklin? Like, how did you work with her to help us?
I was learning, right?
Yeah.
So my goal, I was sponging. You ever heard of sponge? All right, so a sponge is something that you put in water, and it sucks up. When you want to clean up some water, you put a sponge on it. It sucks up all the water. Right. So I was learning game. I was learning everything I could. I remember asking Miss Shirley Franklin one time, how does she remember her speeches? Imagine me asking her that because I seen her write some notes down. I remember watching Congressman Lacy Clay Jr. I watched how he would read the newspaper every day. I watched how he had it laid off on the desk. I watched how he would answer questions from his constituents. I was able to I treated everything like an internship. And I was the intern who wanted to know everything in the building because my goal was to get back resources to my people, right? Sure. Right. So imagine if there was growing up, that was a blue dog Democrat, right? Mm-hmm. Or they might have called themselves Red Clay Dixiecrats. But one person on the show, and I don't care if you like Trump or you like President Barack Obama, right? He was so intentional on getting the word out to his community.
For sure.
I wasn't mad at him. Sure. He was like, I'm the watchdog. I'm like, and I just felt, I didn't fall in love with him, but I liked what he did. He was advocating for people in parts of America that didn't like the things that we were getting in the urban areas.
Right.
And so I just remember how he would do it, and he was really a watchdog. Every time something came out to help black people in the inner city, he'd tell everybody else. Yeah. And so I wanted to be the person downtown, the watchdog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Watching this stuff, and I'm like, nah, man, you could do this. Yeah. Or nah, if you do it this way, you can do it this way. Because the goal is for all of us to get a W in the beloved community. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you move to this town, this city right here, you're part of the beloved community, whether you're white, black, green, or purple. And your job is to help the kids in the beloved community. And so if you're doing your part, and that means you're paying doing your part, doing your part, we can all grow.
Yeah.
And so,
for sure.
Let's be real for a second. Like, what was like some of your biggest challenges trying to do what you wanted to do?
The largest challenge in my life is the loss of my mother. I lost my mom when I was 2 years old, probably 1 month from turning 3. And that was the most difficult part. But also, I'll tell you, that means I've only taken one loss since, right?
Right.
Because if I can do stuff without my mom, and nothing's a lot, like until I lost my grandmother, nothing was a loss. Nothing was a loss. How is this a loss when I ain't lose my mama? You ain't kill my mama, so I knew forever I can get through this, right?
Right.
Because nothing was a loss. It was all learning how to grow. I won't even say lessons, man. We learning how to grow. We ain't even taking no lessons. We learning. That's why I say I'm interning. So every time you think that how you lose, you get up, you keep going. You keep going and you keep reading and keep attaining knowledge.
Right.
And now you just learn that situation to get to your next situation. So the hardest challenge is the loss of my mom. I still feel away sometimes about my mom and about because she can't be here for certain situations. But I take solace in understanding that God told me she always with me. And so I feel that my mom, my grandma are always with me. So they like, and then they love me so much, they telling God and they telling Jesus to look out for me. You know what I'm saying? So I might get a blessing and a favor. You like, how that happen to him? I'm like, appreciate you, Mom. Tell him to do it again. Tell him to do it again.
That's big. That's really big, because I know, after a hard loss like that, most people just give up. So the end. I've heard stories of people just going through a lot, and they're like, I don't have the energy. You know what I'm saying? Everything fell out. I lost everything. And truly, you just use that as motivation. Just keep on pushing, no matter what.
You got to keep going. That's just how we got to do it, man. I apologize about the traumas that we're going to go through. I apologize. Sometimes we're going to compartmentalize. I know your generation and my generation, we're talking about mental health a little differently, so we can go and seek the help. I apologize about this stuff y'all gonna have to go through, young brothers. We're gonna try to keep making it easy for you, man. Right now, I was telling my wife I need to write a paper about reconstruction, because that's what we're going through again, right? They're changing the laws that they changed before. Like, y'all gonna have to fight some of the same battles that Dr. King had to fight because somebody else had to fight it.
Right.
And so I apologize. Y'all gonna go through some of this stuff, but get some strong. Your generation has already said, go and get the strongest mental health counseling you can get. Put your armor on. Get ready. We need you.
Yeah.
We need you.
For sure. Yo, fellas, let's go random right quick. Let's go random. You know what I'm saying? Let's go random. So I happened to hear you was a hooper. You was a hooper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
captain of the basketball team.
you know what I'm saying? Like South Atlanta.
Yeah.
Did you hoop in South Atlanta?
Captain of the basketball team in South Atlanta beat Therrell every time we played.
Why you got to do that?
Don't I tell you something?
They have to do all that now.
I literally probably had my career high against Therrell. I had about 20 points in the almost in like the first half one game.
Hold on, what position you played?
Shooting guard. So South Atlanta we were the standard at the time I was growing up. Like, we won every single APS championship. We had Mr. Georgia basketball 2 times in my life. So imagine how hard it is to get a Mr. Georgia basketball, right? That means we had it 2 times while I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I was able to be a part of that, and I can score. Like, right. I could score like I play right now on the City of Atlanta's team. City of Atlanta.
Oh, so you still hoop?
I had 12 points in one quarter the other night. My last game, 12. I got there at halftime. Man, I just get tired. I'm the youngest person on my team, but the oldest person on probably every other team. And so that's a good scenario.
Now I gotta ask you this: how many dimes? How many assists did you make your team?
I'll tell you that I do pass the ball.
Okay.
I'm not weird, man. My issue, I am weird. Can I tell you something? My issue was I didn't shoot enough growing up, and so I shot. Like, I'm meticulous with my training. Anything. I take everything like I attack basketball. I used to get up 1,000 shots a day, guaranteed. And ask my friends. And this not the Cat Williams interview where I'm talking about I ran the 4-3 and nobody can talk about it. Nobody can talk about it. I had a rebounder.
You got receipts out here.
Yeah, I had a rebounder. I thought I was anything I did, I do it the way that you're supposed to. All the way, because I think that we multi-talented out here, especially black folk, we multi-talented. You know how, like, you imagine the stuff you compartmentalize anyway. So I was just going hard at whatever I did. Like, I wasn't the best at all the sports, but at basketball, I'm out.
Yeah.
And what I learned is that it's some things you can learn how to do, and some things God gonna give you, right? I couldn't dunk. I'm not the fastest person, but I could outshoot all y'all because that's something you can learn how to do.
For sure.
And so I learned it was a repetition, and I took that to everything else is repetition.
That's big. Speaking of basketball, that reminds me of somebody. Drew.
Yeah.
And, Drew, he's our point guard on our team, a dog. Always putting up shots, always getting that work in.
He's a hooper.
Yes. Grades on point. As soon as you said 1,000 shots a day, I'm like, I already see Drew in my head, vision, shooting. Like, he's always on it. Little point guard.
You have to.
Crazy.
The slogan was you had to work while your competition was asleep, right? And it's just part of it, man. Competitive nature, brother. Lions can only talk to lions. And so this is my mindset, and so this is the mindset of a lot of the lions out here. I'm telling you. When they hear Ant-Man talk on TV, I'm like, that's how all us talk.
Yeah.
Walk around. If you're confident in it and you know what you're doing, your practice breeds confidence, right?
Right.
So repetition, practice, and you can walk how you're supposed to walk.
So
You can't walk how you're supposed to walk if you ain't putting in the work.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant once said that he didn't like when certain people took shots at the end of the game. He said, because he didn't work hard enough. I watch him. He ain't working.
Yeah.
And so that's, you practice and build your confidence, you'll feel the same way. Or you'll tell them to practice too, let's go.
For sure. You still keep you watch the NBA? You keep track of the league?
Not as much.
Not as much?
I used to be a every day, all day. I still look at CBS Sportline every day. I look at NBA.com.
Sure.
I read newspaper. I read sports, but I'm not able to watch as much. I went to Ant-Man's game, but I haven't watched a full basketball game in so long.
For sure.
I can't sit there and watch full basketball game. I don't know. It just doesn't happen. Football,
busy man.
God is good. We working.
Yeah.
We trying to help some folks.
For sure.
So would you say your favorite sport is basketball?
To play.
No, just
To watch. College football.
college football. What's
Well,
your favorite
I
team?
watch. Come on now.
What's your favorite team? Let us know.
Check. UGA. The only reason why we didn't win this year because they cheated for saving. I always know that. I always know that.
Yeah,
Man, UGA, we're gonna probably win the next couple of years. UGA, not we gonna always ride with Coach Prime. We gonna always stand with black. It's actually I understand standing with black so much that typically whenever I do interviews, anything I do, I make sure I do product placement for black people. I don't get paid for this out. So this is a black man made this from Camden Road, this jacket from humble beginnings, right? He got a spot at Greenbrier Mall. He 30, he my age. You know what I'm saying? That should inspire y'all. I'm telling you, he fitting people with these jackets. A black man made this watch, Tally and Twine, right? This is a black company, Tally and Twine. You know what I mean? Black man made this hat. These the boys, we know water boys in the hood. We do that, right? And we vest in them. I don't just vest. I buy their waters. Like I spend $1,000 with them on waters. So whenever I have events, I have water boys in the hood of water. Because why not vest in them instead of Dasani, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I love that so much because that's a big thing I'm on, investing in my community. Like my cousins, they always get mad at me. They're like, oh, Isaiah, why do you get your haircut right up the street from you? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I love investing into my community. They go out to Kennesaw, and I hate to just put them out there. But I'm like, come on. Every time y'all going out to Kennesaw, let's just go up the street, you know what I'm saying, get your haircut, boom, boom, boom.
Is it because they don't think it's safe?
Well, they just don't like going to them.
They got to stop that. Then I still go to the barbershop on Cleveland. Tick man been coming at us since I was 4 years old. He's still a mentor. He's still a mentor to this day. I still want to be like Tick. Tick was a good man. Tick a good man.
I mean, giving back to the community, that's like one of the things we're supposed to do. Like,
Facts, Fred,
it's
facts,
supposed to be
Fred.
like black with blacks. And, you know, I be hearing stuff on the news, all this talk about black on black crime and whatever. And I'm just,
Talk about it,
I
Prince.
am a little disappointed, but like at the same time, I'm always in a good neighborhood where people look out for each other. So I grew up in a good environment, and it's sad to see that we got crime on the street, and it's somebody I know. It's somebody I know that's dealing with it, and I don't know. I just get sad sometimes.
It's one of the hardest things we're dealing with. And I think that the goal is to continue to put out as many good vibes as possible, continue to do right. I have friends that hit me up all the time like, man, you made me get right. I got friends that never had jobs before, but we get them their first job because we know that's the only thing we can do. So I think you have to encourage your young people, man, I pray y'all finish high school on the low end because it's difficult. So my generation didn't finish it, right? And so like, I pray y'all finish high school. You cannot get a job to deliver. You can't be the trash man for the city of Atlanta without a high school diploma, right? Or without a GED. That's a real thing. And so first we hope you get high school, then we hope you get a trade or college because you want to be successful. Right? Everything you see, if you don't do that, it might be difficult for you to be successful. All those dreams you got, if you don't at least on a low end, high school GED, low end, you got to take care of that as you grow. I mean, you could be a 1 in a million. We're going to have some 1 in a million shot, man, 1 in a million. I just want you to lessen your odds, make your odds cast a wider net.
Right.
So get you a skill or college, but high school GED has to happen on the low end or it's going to be hard out here for you. Make your mama happy.
both of y'all spoke some like true statements.
Sure.
But one thing I would love to say, and I will say, is that we are growing. Every kid in this building, every kid at every school is going to be amazing. I just know it in my heart. Of course, we'll have some up and down, but you just have to believe, and like you said, put out the good vibes in hopes that they'll come true. But I know they'll come true because I mean, I'm in the school. We walk the halls. You see how it is. You know, when I was walking with you, what did I say? You saw me? Greatness is in that room. Kept it 100. I could have said just kids are in the room. I said greatness is in that room. We love everybody here. Like you said, not just at Southwest Atlanta, but on the south side, southeast side, all across Atlanta. All of us are going to be great.
And it's a group project. We like, when you say it's black and black, Atlanta's the group project. Man, it's the greatest city in the world. Right. If you go somewhere else, they'll tell you about Atlanta. And we're okay with that. We like that. Come on. If you coming to help us grow. If you ain't coming for that, stay where you at.
That's a fact.
Yeah, come contribute. Yeah. Come contribute to the success of our young, beautiful black, brown babies, black and brown babies and white babies that we got in our city. Well, we know God is so good.
Yo, sir.
Listen, man, this is why, Councilman, we call you the realest one out. This is why we call you the son. We crowned you as the son of Atlanta. Look it up. You know what I'm saying? When you put your name in Google, right? When you pop the articles, your name is the son of Atlanta.
That just like y'all, just like them. That means that I am from here for real. I'm a Grady baby. I needed all the programs that this city had to become who I am, and I need the program so that you all can grow. When we talk about young people getting internships in the summer, I remember getting an internship at MARTA. I remember getting it, and when I say MARTA, I was in the MARTA Department of Marketing, right? So that means I was in the suit and tie. I remember getting an internship with Mayor Shirley Franklin. That's through the city. That was $14 an hour back in 2005, right? So imagine what the city, between $12.50 and $14 an hour back in 2005, imagine what the city of Atlanta can do. And so I'm blessed to be a city council person in a time like this, right? With all this federal funding coming to fix our roads, and the priorities that I have, other than like my job, are social mobility. And that means I want to see some, I want Atlanta to keep attracting low income, poor, working class people. I want Atlanta to continue to help people grow to a different class. I want to see Atlanta continue to invest in people. Like if you come in low income, I want to see you go working class. And I want to see you go middle class. I want to see you grow to, Atlanta's the place that been doing that right around. Black folk own houses around here. Next door to white people, next door to Chinese people, next door to the Mexican people, Latino people. I apologize. But just imagine that we are mixed in together here, and it's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are right. I feel like all three of us would like to know, other than the things that you have named, 2024, y'all, new year. What's the goals for you, the community? You're down at City Hall. You hear the talks about whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? What's the goals for the community so we can know? Because not a lot of us are down there, but you can
just more spreading out, investing in the community different. This year I have teams in different pockets of my district. So we have Easter coming up. I'll be having 5 Easter egg hunts. That means I'll have one at Perkison Park, Pittman Park, Roselle Fan, Arthur Langford, and in Polar Rock. And in Polar Rock, it'll be the first time it happened in Polar Rock. That means all of the kids in the district get something. Same thing, a few weeks ago, we were able to go to all of our recreation centers and buy Nike Air Force Ones for all of them. So doing more partnerships with community people who want to be invested in the community, that's the growth that I see in the office, and making sure we deliver on the projects, right? And so one of the large projects we have is a dam, Lakewood Dam. Anybody, have you ever heard of the Lakewood Amphitheater?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So every year they lose money. You live over there?
Yeah.
So how's your flooding?
Oh man, oh my God! When I tell you it's so bad, it's like it doesn't even have to rain a lot, but it's just like one of those days, and then the pipes get flooded, and then I think my apartment section had to move some people out because their apartments kept getting flooded.
Something called the Lakewood Dam, right? And so the Lakewood Dam is a damn.
Yeah.
And it's not right. It needs some investment in it. And so what I've done is the moment I got elected was I asked the Department of Watershed, what are my stormwater issues? Because it's flooding. When it rains in Buckhead, it floods in the South. You know what I mean? If it floods in Buckhead, man, we might be feeling like we got to, ain't no telling what happens. It's because I don't think we invested in the infrastructure the right way. We fixed our sewers. Our sewers are good, but some stuff we could have taken care of. So Lakewood Dam, we are working with the Army Corps of Engineers and working with the Department of Watershed, got $19 million to fix it. Right. My goal is so you don't get no more flooding, right? And then I have one more water issue that's called it's called Pool Creek. And so, when it rains, like in Lakewood, the kids at South Atlanta, we call them soggy shoes, right? It floods over there. Entire school, the creek right outside of the school, South Atlanta?
Yeah.
It's called Pool Creek. And it literally floods. So I'm working on that, fixing that. So these are large issues. I'm working on getting some bike lanes, right?
Right.
I ride a Segway. I want to make the city of Atlanta a Segway type city for real for us too. Right. I want access to the Beltline from our communities because I think that the Beltline was paid for by the taxes of all of us.
Right.
And I want to make sure that all of us get a little access. And access to the Beltline means sidewalk with protected bike lanes. Give it to us. We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
So, listen, you mentioned something. You touched on Buckhead, right? North side.
Yeah.
Right? Can we get Prez? You said let's get real. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? North Atlanta, South Atlanta. Clear difference.
Clear difference.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's communal and educational disparities. Like, what's up from your perspective?
I think that the young folks can talk about the education stuff a little bit different. I think that I like, and no one likes to hear me say this, I think that the city of Atlanta doesn't fully work until the people on Cleveland Avenue and Calverton Road get what Cascade got. Have you been to the side of Cascade I'm talking about? Not nothing bad with it. I love it. Right? So y'all might not have it. You've been there, right?
I've been around the
Cascade, 285.
Name some places by it.
285.
Sure.
Yeah.
With the Kroger's right here.
Yeah.
With the restaurant with all of the food options, the variety. We want that. We want that.
They got
They got more than that, and we trying to. I think Calverton Road's on the way. I think Councilman Marcy Collier Overstreet, she's bringing food choices. I think
Community queen.
We don't want I don't think that black folks on the South Side want what white folks in Buckhead got, right? I think that a lot of us, my wife, I'm always thinking about what does my wife want. She better than me, right? I always say she better than me. Her dad's a pastor, granddad's a pastor. She comes from a 2-parent household. She's a 3-time HBCU graduate with a law degree.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I'm a law school dropout. I dropped out law. I'm trying to go finish. You know what I mean? So I'm always thinking about what she wants, right? And she likes some of the stuff. And I love Buckhead. I'm not doing that, but Cascade, have you ride around over there?
Yeah.
And we want with all of us. I want my roads to look the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that the city works a little bit better like that. And that's not building competition between all of us. I'm saying that there are some development angles that I'm trying to make sure we can get, and I think that we can equalize it for all of us.
Whereas, like Antonio said about dwelling into the educational part, I've never been to any school outside of my community. I'll be honest. I haven't went to the North Atlantas, the maybe upper schools up north, or just any of, the private schools or anything. So I can only talk from here, being born here and just going to schools around here. I say we have, what we think as maybe good education, but when you hear other schools, you're like, well, oh, they have that? Yeah. I thought we should have that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But of course, me not growing up around there or going to those schools, I wouldn't know. But I would say that it's pretty good now. I do feel like we could have more.
Yeah.
But I feel like we can take what we have and still become great no matter what.
We have had to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't have to, right? Yeah. When it comes to public resources could be distributed differently to everybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But the world does not want to help people from chattel slavery. You know what that means?
No, sir.
So they don't, every time they give people from, I'll ask you a question. Do you think it is different being a black person born in Atlanta, born in America, than a black person who moved, born in another country and moved to America? Do you think there's a difference in experience?
Oh, experiences, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about experience and treatment with America?
I feel like maybe if you're born in a different country and you came, you may get treated differently. Maybe because one, your accent, you may not know as much as me, so they're already thinking you're maybe, just a little bit.
Not even that. Can I tell you what I'm talking about?
What?
Like, so our ancestors, in your blood, in my blood, was slavery in America. So we chattel slavery here, not nowhere else. We didn't ask, like, we were here, we built this. We ain't asked to come over here and build it. We here and we built this. And so every time they try to give us I believe in reparations. And so I believe in like the children of chattels, the ancestors of chattel slavery, getting the things they're supposed to. So when you talk about the school systems that we have, and a lot of our school systems are kids are the same. Yep. Kids are slavery, ancestors of slaves. And so I understand the equity of giving it out a little bit different with the thoughts, not equal, but equity. You know what I'm saying? Quality and those kind of words, and making sure we do it the right way. And they do too. They do too. That's why they're getting rid of the word equity now in different states, right? They fired all the equity folks in Florida. That's why I say they were going back through a reconstruction period, right? Right now, for everything, imagine winning abortion rights. They want the right for a woman to choose, and then they change that, right? Imagine making it to where if you get a license, if you're 18 years old and get a license, you're guaranteed automatically registered to vote, right? If you're eligible in the state of Georgia. Can I tell you what Governor Brian Kemp just did? He made it to where now you can no longer do that. Now you have to opt in. It means nothing. Can I tell you what it meant? It means that automatically you're registered. You don't have to ask about it. So if you want to go vote on Tuesday in November, you can go vote. He's basically saying that, they don't want to be registered first. They don't want to go through that stuff. And so he rolled back a law that he actually created because too many people were registering. Like, imagine if I want you to understand, like, the right to vote a little bit different, right? The goal is to make this stuff easy. Man, you see the computer? You see all this stuff, how access to stuff is super easy? Why are they making it harder? They're denying access to stuff. So I just always think about the kids from slavery. We've been the permanent footstool of America. That's what my mentor told me. What that meant is we were able to build America because we had free labor, right? And so America actually has the money to pay us if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to, they can. Because we see if they had the appetite to do it. And so you just got to always understand that and keep on going. So I walk around with a smile on my face thinking about that type of stuff, not being angry ever, because we're getting better all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Super dope. Super dope. Prez, man, just, Councilman, a lot of times when we do these podcasts, actually Isaiah, he always comes up with a word, right? Kind of just like a word for the mood, like a word for the vibe. And I think I'm gonna beat you to this one, bro. Like, Prez, I'm gonna beat him to it on this
Only
one.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
Only time.
Only time, because I'm not even gonna give you a word, though. So, matter of fact, you got the word, but I'll give you a phrase. What I'm getting the vibe from you, Councilman, is, when they say everybody eats, like, I feel that from you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the persona that I get. Like, yo, if you in my district, not even if you in my district, like, real talk, if you in my sphere, like, if you in my community, if you are an Atlantean, if you are here and you about building this community, building this city, beautifying this city, then, like, yo, you're going to ensure that everybody eats to the best of your
I'm going to try to the best of my ability. And I'll tell you this right here. That still ain't the Atlanta way. Can I tell you? Well, that's what I thought the Atlanta way was.
For sure.
Somebody told me that means you got to be agreeable. Do y'all know what that means?
Like likable?
Nah, agreeable.
Like, if a person comes to you with like something they want to do, you have to like agree.
No matter what.
Oh wow. No
I'm not
what?
agreeable.
Yeah, nah. I don't know about that one.
I'm not agreeable. And so, but that we got a generation of young folks who know how to read, man. We might change what the Atlanta way looks like because we might make it work for all of us. I think this is the one city that we want the Atlanta way to work. We want to fix this stuff for all of us. Because imagine with y'all, man, what we can do. Man, y'all just seen what you did with the camera. I seen what you're doing right here. I'm praised. You know what I mean? So imagine we got movie theaters all down Campbellton Road, right? Come on, man. That's a skill you're supposed to have. They paying $50, $60 an hour probably, right? I don't know, but that's the Atlanta way. So I'm saying I'm not agreeable because they're not doing that. They're not trying to come get you and bring you down to their studios and hire you to do it. Because you at Therrell. Why they ain't coming over to Therrell like, hey, I heard y'all got a music program. Y'all got people that know how to play with the beatbox and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, that's the thing. Everybody can eat. I'm here. I'm watchdogging it, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, sometimes I feel not by myself because I know I got 100,000 people behind us, but we got to say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to say something.
I love it. I love it.
You know, that's facts. Always before, we like to maybe come to a conclusion or it's time, we like to always give that one word. And the one word I have is inspire. Inspire. The reason why I say inspire is because you've inspired me from the moment we shook hands and,
Facts.
And you've inspired Prez and, of course, Jeff and millions of other kids. I mean, like a lot. So I just want to say thank you for that, truly. But that's the word.
I'm gonna have to cut you off right here, but man, I looked you up the other day because I knew this was coming. I looked you up the other day. First thing I read, True Son of Atlanta. I was like, Now that's a title. That's a title. Like he has to be something great to be called the True Son of Atlanta. And I was reading. I was like, all these things you were doing, and I was like, dang, this dude, this dude, him. He's him. He's him.
Man,
I want to be like him.
Walk it down. I'm telling you, you can have whatever you want. And your goal is to help somebody else. You don't own it and you can't die with a secret. So give out the secret to the people that need it, right? Help your people. Help all people, but make sure that you helping some people like you, right? Because there's some people like you near Lakewood where you're in Elmer Heights. I don't know where exactly you are in the area, but you see I'm naming the right Carver Homes. I'm naming the right areas, right? And so there's some folks over there in your area right behind you. Man, you got to always be thinking about it. When I was in Washington, D.C., I worked for Congressman Lacy Clay Jr. We once heard Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. speak at the time, right? And he said this one quote that I'll never, he made a statement that I heard him. I heard him. Imagine you say, I heard you. Right? And he said that every single morning, the Jewish members of Congress, they thought about Israel. And every day they thought about it. Every day they thought about kids in Israel. Every day they thought about kids in America of their faith, right? And then their legislation followed, right?
Wow.
And so legislation to their issues and to their priorities led to, at the time, one country getting more than the entire continent of Africa. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the mantra I'm trying to wake up with, making sure I'm thinking about people like me, right? And trying to get them some. I might not be able to get what they got yet, and we building a lot of us. It's your job. Man, your task and help all of us. We can't be racist. Black people should never. We don't want no fight like that. We want all us to get some W's. We just want us to get one too. We want ours too.
That's facts right
We don't want to fight y'all. We want ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Couldn't even say it better than that. I want everybody to succeed.
I just want mine too.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I hit the same jump shot and you missed the jump shot,
Yeah.
you mean to tell me you get 5 more shots before I get paid? I got to hit another shot before you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how they move the game. That's the game that we grew up playing. Like I could get up and hit a crossover, a hezzy jumper, and then someone of a different race could come up, shoot the same shot, miss.
Yeah.
Miss. And matter of fact, they'll move him closer and miss again. Move him a little bit closer. Layup. He might miss the layup. Then don't let him hit the layup.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And I just did all this. And so yeah, that's the thing. We just want to win too. Yeah. I know we got to close up. I appreciate y'all.
Nah, but for really, really, truly, how we do really, especially with Attack the Cube, man. We really just want to give you an opportunity, and even just the young men to be able to speak to the youth. So, what is your message to the young people in this city?
Plan your work your plan. Right? I want you to be planning your work and working your plan. That means that write down what you want. Go and get it. Go and do the stuff that it takes to get it. We know who we are. Or you ain't who you say you are.
Yeah.
If you are who you say you are, plan your work your plan, and be the smartest you could be.
Right.
Every day. If every day you be the smartest you can be. Wait, come on, man. We ain't dummies. Quit letting them play with us like we dummies, right? Mm-hmm. Don't let them play. If you're a dummy, go ahead and be. We ain't tripping, but don't let them play with us like we dummies, man. So that's the stuff. Just plain and simple. Plan your work your plan. Repeat.
So
for sure, right?
Well, Panther Podcast, you heard it here first from the true son of Atlanta. You heard it. You hear him. Listen, take it in, and apply it. That's how we gonna get out of the place we're supposed to be.
So,
but all right. With that being said, we gonna end it off right here.
We locked in. We locked in.
For sure.
I appreciate y'all. Let's go, Therrell.
appreciate you for real.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm working here, you know what I'm saying? Try to put yourself in my shoes for a second. Not personal, I'm just saying.